Okay, today we're gonna have my 2K sub special that I teased for like a week or so. A Q&A, and for that I have my good friend Lero joining me to ask me those questions.
Yes, we have many fantastic questions that your fans are really wanting to know, Doc.
Yeah, he is an upstarting pony YouTuber. His link will be in the description just to get that out there. And yeah, I think there's not much more to say. Other than, let's start.
Oh yes, well, I have a fantastic question that I just really wanted to get out here first. So, the first question we have on the list. What's the answer to life, the universe, and everything, Doc?
Starting with one of the stupid ones.
Oh yeah, always gotta start strong.
But you know, the easy answer for that is pony.
Pony. Pony's a pretty good answer, I think. Well, if that's the answer to life, I think this kind of aligns pretty well with the next question in terms of controversy here. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
Oh, I know that Starstruck is the one who asked that. And I don't remember his answer. I think his answer would be yes, but mine is no. I don't like pineapple on pizza. I'm not against the idea of having like the mix of fruity and like the normal pizza taste and stuff, but I'm just not a fan of it. I don't judge people if they eat it, but I personally wouldn't. Just give me pepperoni pizza and I'll be happier than with pineapple.
Wow. Not a bad answer. I mean, I know some people might not like that, but
Yeah, like half the people just clicked away from the video because I gave the wrong answer for them.
oh yeah, oh man. All right, well, let's see. Why don't we get into some more pony-oriented characters, or questions for your character, might I add? Will you ever do a lore dump on the background of your OC? I was actually very curious about this as well.
I'm not sure if I should because I don't really want to make like a lore video only on my OC. I know that some creators like sprinkle a little bit of lore into their videos, but so far I did not really do any of that. But the fun fact is that the lore about my OC has built throughout the time I made videos, and because of the way I make my videos. So I can just do a small lore dump real quick here. So my OC is everywhere. In my videos you see that in almost every frame, in a lot of frames, somewhere in the picture is my OC.
Just hiding in the background.
Yeah, sometimes not even hiding, just plainly in front of it.
Just in the plain in the open.
He always is somewhere. And that over time kind of turned into I have a ton of clones that are running around in the pony world and do what the hell they want and gather information from me. And this information gets like drawn together into a big hive mind that my knowledge comes from that hive mind. That's why I'm able to get all that pony knowledge into my head, because hive mind.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's a Deus Ex Machina type of thing. It's lazy writing, but it's fun.
So would you say that your OC is kind of like the equivalent to the episode where Pinkie Pie gets a bunch of different clones?
Kinda.
Kinda?
I refuse to say that the mirror pool is the way I got my clones, because I did think that would be boring. I'm ignoring the instance that can create clones that we already have and just creating my own. I have my own way to clone people. Yeah, there is a little bit more that I already have thought of, but I'm not gonna go into that here because we'd already talked about that long enough now.
Sure. Well, I suppose kind of segueing into our next question here. Who inspired you to start making your videos? Anyone in particular?
Yeah, there were two creators that particularly inspired me to start making videos. I won't mention one of them for reasons that I'm not gonna disclose here. But the other one
Sure.
is Dr. Wolf. Dr. Wolf was one of the first people I watched like in the pony community, and yeah, I just thought that was like he was so welcoming and like always talked about how welcoming this community is to new creators, and I always just thought that I wanted to like create some videos about something, and this gave me the last push to actually start doing it. So let's say for now that it's mainly Dr. Wolf,
That's fantastic. It's
But-
always good to have somebody who inspires you.
but not my name does not come from Dr. Wolf. Like I am not named Dr. Anubis because of Dr. Wolf. The name Dr. Anubis existed before Dr. Wolf. Before I knew about
That's
Dr.
what
Wolf.
they all say, Doc. We all know you're secretly a clone in disguise.
Let's move on from that.
Sure, sure. Let's see. What would you say that your top 3 things that have happened in the comics, and what would be the top 3 things that you've seen from the show?
Oh, that's actually harder because like saying a top I don't like to play favorites for the most part. I always say that but still have some favorites, but never mind that. For the comics, I think some of the best stuff the comics have done have happened in season 10. Like in the continuation that officially plays after the events of season 9. Because they expand on the lore on the trees of Harmony, multiple. And that was really interesting to me, even if it it's a difficult lore decision to do, but it was still interesting to me. Then another thing that happened in the comics was giving Discord an ex-girlfriend, Cosmos. I'm so excited for when I finally get to that point in my comic overview series, but that will take a lot of time because that's like number 70 or something.
We're gonna be looking forward to that one, though. We all want to hear about the X.
Yeah, and another thing is probably the Mirror World storyline. I have already covered that one. That is the one where we hear about Celestia's relationship with the Mirror Sombra, like with the other Sombra from the other world. And I'm just a sucker for romance, and I like the thought of Celestia just having him, or like she had him at some point, but now she doesn't anymore, and she is not getting over it, and that's why she never dated again. That's like my headcanon for that. And for
There
the
you go.
show, I'm not really sure. I can say like my favorite episode and some episodes that I really like. Like my favorite episode, many people know that already. I made a video about that like just a week ago. The Perfect Pair. I love the Perfect Pair. I will not.
Oh yes.
I
that's
will
a
not talk
fantastic
about
episode.
I will not talk about why again because I kind of did that in a full-on video already. But
Which you should go watch if you haven't already.
shameless advertisement is my thing.
That's right.
Okay, and in continuation to that, the Big Mac question, as I said, sucker for romance, and the Apple family in general is like really interesting to look at, like how they feel as a family and how they develop over time as a family, and ending that off with the Big Mac question, Big Mac marrying is just awesome to me. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't really have another episode that I have in mind right now, but let's just say the last problem. I cry every time when I hear the songs.
I think it's pretty much necessary to cry on that episode at least one time.
I cry on a lot of episodes, but that is a pretty big one.
Absolutely. Well, moving on to the next question we have, we'll take a little break and a detour from some of these pony questions. This is a bit more of a personal question. What are you planning to do after you graduate?
I was planning to like start like my graduation is like only 1 month away, right? And I wanted to just immediately, whenever that opens, start with university and study to become a teacher. But I did not move away from the idea, but I kind of set my mind on taking a gap year to enjoy my life a little, to get a little money and just to go to as many pony conventions as possible.
Absolutely. So would you say that your OC is kind of like inspired by that want to be a teacher and
Yeah,
kind of how
definitely.
you do your videos as well?
Yeah, my cutie mark. The book with the shield on it. You can't really see it right now because my ring is covering it in this picture. But I can just... If I remember, I'm gonna show a picture of the cutie mark in the edited version of this.
We'll flash it on the screen, just like that.
Only if I remember. I don't know how much I'm gonna edit this thing. Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah, the book. The book represents like my urge to gather knowledge and like the way my brain just stores all that random useless knowledge for many shows and stuff like that, but mainly for Pony at the moment. But yeah, it also represents my wish to become a teacher. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great. So, getting a bit back onto the pony questions, because we have quite a few, and some of these are really fantastic. I'm really happy with some of these questions we got here. If you had to remove one of the main 6, who would it be?
Oh, that's
Just
hard.
completely obliterate from the show. Never existed. Never had any episodes with them.
The thing is, if you would remove any of them, it would like completely change the story.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'm just gonna change it a little bit and say who my least favorite main 6 is because
Oh, okay.
that's Twilight actually. For some reason.
Really?
It's weird. It's really weird because my favorite pony is Sunburst and he's like fairly similar to Twilight. And then Trixie is my second favorite pony, who is like another magic related pony. And yeah, for some reason I just don't like Twilight that much compared to other ponies. I don't know why. Just maybe because of the main character thing. Like I kind of tend to go away a little bit from main characters when making favorite lists.
I think you really just upset all of Twilight Twitter fans right now.
The thing
we
is,
might have a bit of fallout after this year video.
The thing is that a lot of people have compared me to Twilight, and I remember making a Twitter post once asking which pony they would ship me with, just for fun, because I'm a shipper and like to talk about that. I heard Twilight from a good friend of mine who said Twilight, and I just said, dang it, I know it fits, but I for some reason don't like her so much. I don't know why. Yeah. So
Wow.
removing Twilight would just change everything, but so would removing any of the other ones. Yeah, I think that's a fitting answer for this.
Definitely. So, in there you did say your favorite pony was Sunburst. I don't think that's too much of a secret. But
no, not really.
I actually think this is a great segue, and this is the question I actually asked when you made this.
Oh yeah, I know the one.
Can you explain in great detail why Starburst is the one true pair?
First, I love the trope of childhood friends becoming lovers, childhood friends to lovers, and normally in anime, the childhood friend like loses. That's the cliche, and this would mean that the childhood friend would win. That I would love to see the childhood friend win because Sunburst is an amazing pony, and Sunburst deserves everything in the whole world.
That's right, Sunburst unite.
Yeah, and Starlight just. I love the interactions between the two. They seem like so fitting for each other. And remember was it in the premiere of one of the seasons? I think it was season 7. No, I don't remember. I don't quite remember. The one where Twilight wants to send her away. I'm not good at remembering episode names.
Oh, it's okay. Neither am I.
Yeah, and like the scene when they imagine sending her to Sunburst, sending Starlight to Sunburst.
Oh yeah.
Look at the potential.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to
true.
see them together, even if that could cause the end of Equestria. But who cares? I want to see them together.
Yeah,
And
it's okay. It's okay.
the last big point that I'm gonna make here is let Starlight and Trixie do not belong together, because
Oh.
Sunburst and Starlight belong together. I don't. I'm not a fan of Star Treks just because of that.
Wow. You know, I think we just lost the rest of the viewers that were still in this video.
Yeah, I don't think
anyone who's still watching is gone now.
I don't think this is gonna get a lot of views. Nobody will watch an hour-long Q&A.
No, it's okay. Everybody's still. Isn't that right? Everybody's still here. Well, you heard it here. We have all the reasons we could ever need why Starburst is the one true pair. I'm sorry, any Star Trek fan. It's over for you. I mean, Doc said so. Okay,
I said it, therefore it's canon.
That's
oh yeah, and oh, one last point. Wouldn't
Yes.
it be awesome if Luster Dawn would be their daughter?
You know, that would be pretty nice.
And it would fit. Like, I'm not gonna go into it here because this video is gonna be long enough. But yeah, I could see Luster Dawn being the daughter of Sunburst and Starlight.
It's my new headcanon. I'm gonna go with this. So, moving on. This is actually another question that I did have. This is another one of mine. And what is your creative process when you go in to make a new video? Like, how much time do you put into like analyzing certain things or trying to figure stuff out? What's like the thought process behind it all?
It mostly just starts with an idea that I want to do. Like, just today I wrote a script about the Pi sisters, about the Pi family, and because I had in my mind that I wanted to do something about the Pi family. I wrote that down in my notes app on my phone. That's filled with a ton of video ideas, and then I just start watching episodes that relate to the topic. This time, episodes like Heartbreakers and the Mod Couple and stuff like that. And to get inspiration about what to write. And then when I watch, I just notice things. I notice the things that I think are important for the topic and just write while I watch the episodes. I don't spend that much time to go into detail about one specific thing. Only when I notice stuff. The stuff I notice is what I write down. Yeah, like, just what I noticed. There's not really much more to it.
Yeah, for sure. So moving on to the next question. This is one I'm kind of curious about as well. So what's your favorite song, whether it be pony or non-pony?
I don't really listen to much non-pony songs. Okay, I don't listen to something I would call regular music a lot. I mostly listen to songs that are in some way related to shows or franchises I enjoy.
Sure.
So mostly just for Pony, it's Pony fandom music and the show songs. Then there are some other shows I would that have a lot of music in them, like Steven Universe, that I listen to a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if you had to choose one, let's say from My Little Pony, which song from the show do you think really resonates with you the most?
I could go back to The Perfect Pair and say You're Mad Like a Catchy Song. I cry every time and I love singing it. And other than that, the song that I learned really quickly, that I could sing really fast, was Flawless. And
Flawless.
Flawless is like an amazing song to listen to and has an amazing message. Even if the episode around it has some flaws, but yeah, we're not flawless.
The episode sure was not flawless, but the music was.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I chose the song as my first song to cover, because I was actually able to sing it decently well.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. So let's see. We have another one. This this one's pretty good. Um, what's your favorite canon character that you'd want to become an alicorn?
Can I say Sunburst again?
Sunburst? Oh, you know, Sunburst alicorn does sound pretty awesome.
I imagine him like he wouldn't really be able to handle this power, but I just think it would be cool. He has the magic knowledge, but not the magic potential to use like all of these amazing spells he knows. But once he's an alicorn, he could use them. That would kind of take away one of the points I had for the ship of Sunburst and Starlight.
Sure.
But yeah, that's what I would go with. Sunburst.
You know, I'm just saying. Sunburst did save every pony in Equestria, so
yeah, he
could be here without him.
He could deserve some wings.
Yeah, exactly.
MLR, you know what to do.
Oh yes, absolutely. So I know we've already had a couple of these with some of our previous questions, but do you have any more MLP hot takes?
I think we actually covered most of them, but one that I like really say really often is that in G4 and G5, the comics are the best pony media. I prefer the comics over the show in G4 and G5.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I'm the comic pony and I'm not afraid to admit it.
So you're like the equivalent of people who read the manga instead of watching the anime.
I can just do both. That's what I do with manga.
There you go. Man, that's quite the hot take.
Yeah. I'm glad we waited like 20 minutes to say that, because people would have actually left.
The viewer retention actually gone now.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun to look at the viewer retention and see it which questions they left.
So since you actually really enjoy the comics, which MLP IDW comic arc is your favorite? Since you seem to be rather knowledgeable about the comic series.
Yeah, I think I mentioned one of a few of my favorite ones already, but I take this opportunity to mention another one. Let me see, which one could I talk about? Nay Anything. That's like issue 10 and 11. So rather early in the series. That's the love story of Cadence and Shining Armor.
Oh.
It's really interesting to see how they got together. Even if it doesn't entirely hold up with the canon, but mostly it does. And I love it for it. Sucker for romance, as I mentioned several times.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And there was one more thing about... Yeah, there is the song from... I think it was Fritzy Beats and... who sang it? The song I'm talking about is actually named Nay Anything and is based on the storyline. Maybe I can link it in the description or in this like title card that's up top in the right corner in the video, if I remember. Yeah, Nay Anything. Amazing song, amazing storyline. I love that so many comic questions came in and that I can remember about the comics. It's like, yeah, I love it.
I would say you're pretty much the official comic pony when it comes to anything that we need to know about the comics.
At least of this generation. There was
absolutely.
There was Silver Quill in the old generation of analysts, and I'd like to take that place for this generation.
You hear that, Silver Quill? You're being replaced. I hope you're watching this video.
I don't think he does.
We'll find out. So, kind of moving, this kind of segues into our next question. This one is probably, I think, the most personal question on here. So, you said you're rather a sucker for romance, right?
Oh, I know which question's coming. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do the ponies want to know? Do you have a special sun pony?
No, I don't.
Your schmoopy boo? No schmoopy boo?
No, I don't. I love reading and seeing romance, but I'm incapable of flirting and anything like that. I'm just it's that I'm not good at it, not at all.
Understandable, very understandable. I think it's kind of like the Brony initiative, or like a code of honor when you get sworn in, when they get all the alicorns and everybody just lined up in a line, and they're just like, we bless you with the power of social unawareness and awkwardness.
Oh, I'm not socially awkward. I'm since I got into the fandom, I have become way more extroverted, but that doesn't give me the ability to flirt.
Fair enough. It's an art. So, anime in sub or in dub? Why?
I watch it in dub because I'm too lazy to read subtitles.
So you'll read the comics, but you won't read the subtitles.
Yeah, my brain needs to do several things at the same time. And when I watch something with subtitles, I need to watch and read the subtitles. And when I do that, I can't really do anything else at the side. Normally I watch anime and just work on videos, talk on Discord, be in a voice chat or anything like that. But when I need to read the subtitles while I watch it, when my eyes are occupied, I can't do multiple things at once. That's like the main reason why I go with dub over sub.
I'm kind of in a similar boat there.
I know that sub is better. I know that that the original language is mostly better. That's why I watch everything in English that is released in English. But yeah, I'm gonna stick to languages I can understand.
Understandable.
Was that intentional?
So maybe. I might be the pun pony. I don't know. Have you tried watching any shows outside of MLP that contain or are about horses, ponies, or unicorns?
Not specifically. I watch everything. Like if it's a cartoon, I watch most modern cartoons that if you mention a decently well-known cartoon, I probably watched it. Except for Adventure Time, I've been procrastinating on watching that.
Wow, you haven't seen Adventure Time?
No, I haven't. There's just so much else I want to watch, and Adventure Time is so long. He says, well, having watched MLP, having rewatched MLP at the time, so yeah. But I don't particularly search for any other media that specifically has unicorns and stuff like that in it. I just watch. I just consume.
Understandable. So, what was the thing that really got you into the show? Like, what really started you on this journey of becoming a green horse?
How it started was just a friend at the time that I don't really am in contact with anymore, which, my bad. Has mentioned, yeah, you have time, just watch that. And I said, yeah, okay. And then I really enjoyed watching it. Just having these funny little pastel ponies running around and solving friendship problems. And especially the songs. The songs were a big part of getting me into it. Because
definitely.
Even though I'm not a good singer, I enjoy singing. So just singing along to thousands of songs. Yeah. Okay, thousands of songs is a little exaggerated. Not if you... Okay, we can count the fandom, so thousands of songs isn't exaggerated anymore.
Probably is thousands of songs if we do include the fandom music that is included.
And yeah, the fandom is the second part that really got me into it. I watch shows through just on principle. If I start a show, I finish it. So I started MLP, finished it, and then the fandom just drew me in to get more active, to make my own stuff. So a friend suggested it, I binged it, I liked it, I joined the fandom, and the fandom made me stay.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's a good way you got into it. It's actually oh, never mind. I don't know. But
did you want to say that it was similar to your way?
No, no.
If you want to mention something like that, you can. I'm not stopping you from talking about yourself in here.
It's fine. It's okay. We're okay. But I actually do have this one's actually a question I'm curious as well. So as you know, HarmonyCon happened
Mhm.
last month.
I
Are there
was-
any MLP conventions you would like to go to or that you're planning to go to?
I plan to go to many. That's why I take the gap year. My plan is first for this year is still planned first the Bronies and a meetup. That's not a convention. That's just a meetup in the Netherlands.
Sure.
Then Ever Free Encore is a music festival here in Germany. A pony music festival. Obviously with the Ever Free in the name. Then the next one I think is... What's the next one? Galacon? I think the next one is Galacon after that. Galacon was my first convention last year, and I'm excited to go again this year. And maybe even hold a panel. Same
Ooh,
for...
that would be fun.
And then the one after that is PonyCon Holland. I wasn't there yet because I couldn't last year because of a school trip that was happening the same weekend.
Oh no.
But this year I definitely want to go. And also apply for a panel once they open it. Every convention that I want to go to, I will apply for panels.
Do you have any plans to go to any conventions in the States, like HarmonyCon or Everfree Northwest?
That's the next one I would have mentioned. Ponyville Cider Fest in November. That would be my first US trip. Just because I never flew before. I was never on a plane before, and I don't want to start that without friends at my side. And I'm gonna go to Ponyville Cider Fest together with friends. And then
there's gonna be a few people there, so you're gonna definitely have some good company.
Yeah, and then next year, if I take the gap year, I can probably actually do that. I want to go to HarmonyCon, and Everfree Northwest.
Absolutely, those are two that definitely you need to go to.
Yeah. So that's the plan for now. If I actually go through with the gap year and have enough money.
So you heard it here first, every pony. Doc is going on a pony convention, a tour around the world. So you better be ready to meet your favorite YouTube analyst.
Stop.
So, what is your favorite dessert?
Oh. We actually have like right now there's a chocolate cake down waiting for me for after this recording.
Oh.
But I think
Goodness.
I have no idea how it's called in English. There's like... It's like a dessert we always make for special occasions. That's like strawberries or raspberries. Then on top of it just a sweet cream, how do I have no idea how to explain it in English. It's called strawberry dream. That's how it's called.
Strawberry dream.
Or raspberry dream if you do it with raspberries. That's just the direct translation of the name.
Oh, I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like a I don't want to say it's like a cake, but it's kind of like that, sort of. It's just cream and fruit and crumble.
Yeah, that we always make it for special occasions, and that's like my favorite dessert.
It does sound pretty delicious. You can never go wrong with some good strawberries or raspberries.
Yeah, and I have a fun story about it actually. Back 2 Christmases ago, the first Christmas that I was in the fandom, I actually decorated that the raspberry dream in a way that it looked like on top of it was the man in the moon. Like I copied the way Luna was trapped on the moon in the first episodes and just put the raspberries on that way. Just
oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know if I still have pictures of that. But yeah, that was like, that's what I remember about it.
That's awesome. Oh my god, it's actually really silly. Honestly, I think that sounds a lot more appetizing than like cake, because I really do not like frosting. It's not my thing. Let's see. Ooh, found a fantastic question. Do you have a favorite quote from a video game that just kind of pops into your mind?
I have an idea what people want me to say, but I don't really have anything in mind. Especially because ever since I started making videos, I don't really play that many video games anymore. Mm. So
That seems to be a common trend.
I mean, I exchanged playing video games with making videos. So I just switched what I do in my free time.
Absolutely.
And I don't think I really have an idea what I want to do. Like, not what I want to do, what I don't think I have, like, a quote in mind. I'm trying, but
That's
I
okay.
can't think of anything.
It's okay. Who plays video games? Am I right? we all just watch ponies 24/7 all day, every day. So, how about a question that I do think I know you could answer pretty quickly? What's your favorite MLP species?
Why should I be able to answer that pretty quickly? The obvious answer would be Pegasus because I am a Pegasus. But then again,
Pegasus are pretty cool. We're not biased or anything.
But then again, my two favorite ponies are unicorns. And then there are like really interesting species like Kiwin, Griffin. And people know, if the people are still watching, yeah, you know I'm talking about you. For example, also bat ponies are really interesting. Like, I can't really just choose one that's my favorite species.
That's understandable. I think bat ponies are very cute. Would you say it's probably like a tie then between what your favorites are? Kind of hard to choose.
I can't choose. I can't play favorites that hard.
But it seems like you do have some sort of bias towards those that have wings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's actually really stupid. I have a fear of heights IRL and now I chose to be a Pegasus.
You might not like living on Cloudsdale then. So this one has I've noticed been a bit of a topic for hot debate. Which generation is better, G5 or G4? There are a few people who do think G5 is better.
Yeah, like I have one person in my comments. One person that actually asked, I think actually asked this question. That really
yes, actually, it's actually followed by the question says, I think G5 is the best and most superior generation of all, and will rule the universe.
Oh right, I copy pasted the questions just out of the comment section of the community post, so I probably copy pasted that with it.
Oh yes, it was great. So G4 though is your answer?
Yeah, G4. Just
I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, it's not necessarily that G5 is the worst thing in the world. It's more so we don't really have enough content out for it anyway for it to really be comparable to G4 yet.
It needs more time. It
needs more time to cook in the oven.
Yep.
So I do believe I know you you make videos on these episodes in particular. What is your favorite make your mark and tell your tale episode?
Make your mark is pretty easy. Portrait Day of a Princess. That was the best episode by far. Not only because of the song, but also because of the interactions between Haven and daughters. Like, this is the one that developed the relationship between them the most. And for Tell Your Tale, I have a few ideas. For example, the Hearts and Hooves episode we had a while ago. The first Nightmare Night episode was really fun. And this episode where, the Sneaksy episode, like I said, I don't remember episode names that much.
Yeah,
the episode where Izzy goes on and becomes Sneaksy. And just, those are like the ones that spring to mind immediately.
I think any episode that has Misty just kind of jumps to the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
In terms of what I enjoy out of it.
Everyone loves Misty.
Now I will say, it's not like an episode, but it is a special, so I guess it kind of counts. But I know not a lot of people liked Winter Wish Day, but I actually enjoyed it personally.
Yeah. I've seen a fan concept that would have made it a lot better, like really way better. Like if at the end, after the last scene, there was still a scene with Misty looking out of a window and seeing the lights that the kitty marks made in the sky. Just being sad that she isn't there for Winter Wish Day. That's like a concept that I would have really loved in that special. But
I would have liked that too. That would have been sad though.
It would have been sad, but it would have made for such good character development. And for such good motive in general.
I think that's what we're kind of moving towards in the show,
Mhm.
with with a Misty reformation. I think it's not really like a secret. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of like where the show's kind of going.
Everyone expects Misty to be reformed.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, in the last
I
Telltale
mean,
episode, she was just randomly with the main five, just
I
without
mean, I
explanation.
my mind was kind of blown. They had a Misty appreciation panel at HarmonyCon.
Yeah, I know.
And I remember, I believe it was Maynard or Mr. Someone, host of the Out of Remains podcast.
Have you heard of
he
the Out
wa-
of Remains podcast?
Yeah, have you heard of the Out of Remains podcast? I remember he had said that, obviously, Misty doesn't have a cutie mark, and the show, subtitle is "Make Your Mark." So it makes me wonder if they're gonna really be pushing heavy on Misty, getting that reformation.
That would be really interesting. Like, I think that's gonna be one of the main themes of the show.
Because Misty's gonna make her mark. That just kind of blew that kind of blew everybody's mind in the room. It was kind of like obvious once you thought it, once you think about it, but that that would just
cool
like
to
make
think
my
about.
brain explode.
Yeah, that's good. But I think
So,
yeah.
On the topic of G5, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, I was finished.
On the topic of G5, who is your favorite pony of the main five? Like, obviously, we know like everybody's favorite pony is probably Misty, but she's not technically in the main five. So if you had to choose like the main five, who would you say?
Actually, Zip, no question.
Zip?
After the movie, I thought Hitch, but now after a little bit development, I love Zip. I love how they
Zip
worked on
is actually my favorite character too. Zip is fantastic. I was kind of in a similar boat. I really liked Hitch in the movie, and then they just kind of destroyed him once he came out of the once he came out of the movie and into the show. They kind of downgraded his character, in my opinion.
Now he's just Daddy Hitch. Daddy Hitch is cool too, but not like he lost a lot of character traits that he had in the movie.
Yeah, it's really sad, and he has to constantly be around that disgusting little dragon creature.
I'm the only one who doesn't hate that dragon. that could have been one of the hot takes. I don't hate Sparky.
Yeah, that's actually we'll rewind time real quick. Ooh, a hot MLP hot take. You don't hate Sparky. That's insane to me.
Like, he has potential. I know he is like an annoying baby right now. But yeah, he is a baby. He acts like a baby. Just let him act like a baby. The one thing that I don't like is the amount of fart jokes that they pulled. Yeah, stop.
Yeah,
no, stop it.
Misty did not deserve what was befallen to her.
Yeah, that was the worst Telltale episode yet.
Absolutely, it was not good.
Yep.
So talking about MLP villains, because I would consider Sparky to be an MLP villain. Who are your favorite villains from the 4th generation and why? And you can count both from the series and Equestria Girls.
I would say I think Cozy Glow is high up on the list because I just love her. Okay, I think that's the wrong way to say it, but her manipulative ways make her a really interesting villain. She doesn't have the backstory that's needed, but for what she is, she was written really well.
Definitely. I mean, I think everybody likes a good demon chihuahua.
I literally named the video on her that I made months ago. Demon Child Cozy Glow.
Yeah.
But that was mostly a reference to a song, a fandom song. So yeah.
Definitely. Are there any in particular ones you enjoyed from Equestria Girls?
Equestria Girls mostly had the raging she-demons, but also the Dazzlings. The Dazzlings are amazing.
Oh, I think everybody could really appreciate the Dazzlings.
And they have amazing songs, amazing designs, amazing more stuff to see in the comics.
Oh, they have more stuff in the See, I haven't read the comics.
Yeah, they have storyline that gives them a little bit of backstory, where they have like an event where they want to sing, but kind of I don't remember the comic very well, but there is like a little bit backstory comic to the time before they attacked the village that, yeah.
Oh wow. So this actually, this is gonna I'm gonna add a question here because this is very this is in a correlation to what you're saying. Um, would you consider Equestria Girls in your MLP canon?
Yeah, Equestria Girls would definitely be in my MLP canon. For me, it has like a little bit. It's a little bit below the show in the canon making, just a teeny tiny bit.
Just a teeny tiny bit.
But in general, I would consider it canon. Yeah.
That's nice. I know it's I think it's a pretty mixed bag on what people think about it. I know a lot of people don't like Equestria Girls. I know a lot of people like. I think everybody likes Rainbow Rocks.
Yeah, Rainbow Rocks is like the most loved. I made that.
I think everybody just loves that one by default. But honestly, I liked all the movies.
Yeah.
I never really had an issue with any of them. Though I suppose I'm a rather easy to please person. It
Yeah,
doesn't take a lot.
same. I mean, that's where I got you on here, because we are very similar in that regard. We have
Absolutely.
we have a lot of similarities.
Yes, indeed. Now this is I suppose this is kind of a on track similar question. What's the last thing you pirated?
I actually, what did I pirate a lot of things.
Understandable.
So
Hasbro, stop watching.
I think the last comic I downloaded, like, is it pirating when I look at a pirating website and screenshot the panels off of it? Does that count as pirating? As piracy?
Perhaps.
If yes, then
depends on your definition.
Then it's issue, I think it's 30 and 31 of the MLP comics, of the G4 comics, the main Friendship is Magic series, because that's the ones where I worked on the videos the last.
Fair enough. You know, it's a necessary evil sometimes, I think.
I mean, if they don't make it readily available easily, piracy is the only way.
Nintendo, we're looking at you.
Yes. eShop closing.
So, speaking of Nintendo, would you ever consider doing a Pokemon video like the one you did 11 months ago, or another series?
Oh yeah, I for context, I made a video about what Pokemon the ponies would get as a partner, in my opinion. And yeah, I kind of want to do something like that again. I have made 2 parts of that, and I would need to I want to do something like that again. I just haven't found a good opportunity yet, because I had other ideas that I wanted to do first.
Yeah, it's honestly a very fun concept idea. I think it's very silly.
Yeah, I gave a lot of characters just one Pokemon that I thought would fit them. A lot strongly stereotypical at some points, but yeah. But I like doing it.
What about Euroc? What Pokemon sidekick would Euroc have?
The thing is that I'm very biased towards the Pokemon that I generally like, and even I can't narrow it down to just one Pokemon that I would call my favorite Pokemon. I can tell you that it would be out from Gen 5, Pokemon Gen 5.
There you go.
That's a Gen 5 I really enjoy.
Yeah, that's the good G5.
Probably something like Zoroark, Excadrill, or a lot of the other Gen 5 Pokemon that I used in one of my first playthroughs of Black 2.
Heck yeah, I could see some of those being a pretty good sidekick. So if you did have, because I know you said you're taking like a gap year or some like time out to enjoy yourself. So if you had infinite time, finances, and resources to make your own pony series, what areas in the MLP universe would you like to explore?
The obvious answer would be the time between G4 and G5.
That's definitely a time I'm interested in as well. I want to know what happened. Why'd everybody become mean again?
But that will probably be explained at some point in G5. At least I hope so. If not, then that's my answer. But if they do explain it, then I would probably go with expanding on the other species more, and the culture of the other species. Specifically, humans are the obvious answer, and also other things like hippogriffs and griffins and just all of those. I want to know more about other species.
Definitely. I think honestly, I kind of want some more lore on the other species too. A big thing for me is that we don't really get to see a lot of the species like after they had their debut. Like for example, the buffalo.
Oh yeah, the buffalo.
We see them in one episode, and I don't think we ever see them ever again. They just kind of stopped existing.
We have like other cow-like, animals, and not really animals, characters in the comics, but all of those aren't really buffaloes. I actually don't remember if we have a buffalo storyline or something. I would need to check.
I don't think we even saw any like Kieran in the School of Friendship.
No, we don't. I didn't. I think we saw one in like the last problem. When they went like did the montage during the song. That I think there was one in the school, but I think that's it, if even that.
Honestly, we need some more. We need some more love. We all need to start the species awareness patron. Get some more lore for them. We'll get some fanfic writers on here. So, what would you? So, I know we already talked. We already know that your favorite character is Sunburst, of course. I mean, the best pony.
Yeah, best boy.
Best boy. What would you say your favorite moment of his is though from the show?
My favorite. When he showed off his smarts. When he was the only one who knew, he had more knowledge than Twilight. He had more magical knowledge than Twilight on how to fix the Crystal Heart. Like, he outsmarted Twilight. Give him credit for that.
He does. Justice for Sunburst needs more love and appreciation. We need more than like 10 Sunburst fans that we already have. I think there's only 10 of us in existence.
And we two are two of them each.
Yeah, we're literally 20% of the Sunburst population right here in this video.
Yeah.
I actually apparently met like one of the other 10 fans at HarmonyCon. I didn't meet them, but there was a Sunburst plushie at HarmonyCon at a booth, and right as the vendor hall opened, before I even had a chance to get over to it, somebody had already bought the Sunburst plushie, and I felt so defeated.
I saw a small Sunburst plushie at Equestria, another convention I went to last year. But I didn't have the heart to buy another expensive plushie because like only 1 month ago I bought a giant pear butter plushie at GalaCon.
That's fair.
Pear butter is my number 3 pony.
If we ever meet up at a convention and we see a Sunburst plushie, we have to literally destroy anyone who gets in the way. Nobody is getting in the way of that ever again.
You can't stop me from getting that plushie.
So, moving on into our next question. What would you say if you had to give if you can't give a top 5, you can give a top 3. If it's a bit easier, but what would you say like your top 5 or top 3 favorite animation series would be outside of My Little Pony?
I can just say a few that I really like. Steve Universe, for example, that I already mentioned. I loved the songs and all of that. And it was the first show I actually watched in English.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was like the show that where I started to watch stuff all the time in English. And the show that got me back into cartoons. Because that's why it has a special place in my heart. And it helped me through my anger issues.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Then
so it really did play a little role.
Yeah. Then a fairly recent one is Bluey. Bluey is an amazing show.
Bluey has been taking the internet by storm.
Yeah.
Now I do remember I actually saw a video, and I didn't really think so, but the video was titled "Is Bluey becoming the new like My Little Pony or like the new like brony craze?" For example, and I don't really think so.
Not really, but it has the similarities to Pony, but it's not the same. Yeah. Another show would be like then there are like these general things that like everyone likes, like Star Wars: The Forces of Evil and Gravity Falls.
Oh, those are two very
And
fantastic
Amphibia,
names.
obviously, and Owl House. Yeah, I watch a lot of shows, obviously.
See, I'm a big fan of like Phineas and Ferb.
Oh,
It just
Phineas
has
and
my
Ferb
kind
is a
of humor.
classic. I didn't even consider this classic because that's on top just by default.
Absolutely.
Also because of the songs.
Now,
And
I will say, early like seasons 1 through 3 SpongeBob was pretty good.
I'm actually not a big SpongeBob fan.
Not a big fan of SpongeBob,
Not really.
You know, the host of our of the Out of Our Mains podcast has a fantastic SpongeBob hoodie.
Did he wear it at HarmonyCon or?
He did wear it at HarmonyCon.
Because
I think he actually wore it like the whole time.
Because I think I saw pictures of that.
Yeah, no, it's a fantastic hoodie. You should always buy a SpongeBob hoodie. It's mandatory now. I am making it mandatory. So, you gave us your top or your few favorite animation or animated series other than MLP. What would you say from just any animation in general? This can be MLP, it can be Steven Universe, any of them. What would you say the most saddest moment you've witnessed in one of these shows have been? You can give a couple too if you don't want to give just one.
Sad moments, obvious. I don't.
Maybe like a spoiler alert for people with these shows. Big.
For Pony, I have obviously the one from Perfect Pair in mind when Buttercup was forced to choose between pears and apples.
Yeah, that was. Whew.
I cry every time. And other than that, sad moments. Most sad moments get like reformed and overshadowed by the good stuff that happens after in most shows. But are there many emotional moments that I still like have in my mind really?
You know, I know it's kind of like it had like obviously like the happy ending at the end, but honestly, one thing that kind of like made me feel really sad and I don't know, kind of resonated with me a little bit was the episode where like Cheese Sandwich comes into town and becomes like essentially the new party pony, and then Pinkie Pie feels like really left out. I think that one honestly that was pretty sad for me. I know it's not like the saddest moment ever, but
yeah,
I thought that kind of resonated with me a little bit.
But as you said, like such sadness moments in these types of shows get overshadowed by.
Definitely, like by the end you were like, "Woo, let's go! We're having a good time."
For example, Steve Universe had a lot of sad moments, when like Connie and Steven had fights and stuff, and other things like that. But all of that was resolved.
Yes.
And compared to that, Pear Butter's choice was only resolved years and years after she was gone already. That's why this sticks out to me.
Definitely, 100%. So, we're actually out of the fan submitted questions. We have answered all of the fan submitted questions, but
it only took an hour.
Yeah, it only took an hour. I do have one last question though.
Okay.
So that way we don't make this too long for you. My last question is, out of every video you have made since the beginning of your channel, what do you think, even if it doesn't have a lot of views, which video did you have the most fun making? And which video should people go watch right now?
Let me actually check my video list, because I made a lot of videos, so there's a lot of stuff I could say here.
There is a lot of Doc Anubis content. You'll definitely have plenty of time to go and catch up on all of these fantastic Doc Anubis classics.
You're doing my advertisement work for me.
But yeah, the reason why I ask is because I really I always kind of feel like there's always like that hidden gem that you make when you're video editing, and it doesn't really get noticed very much. So I was just curious as to if there was like just that one video that you really loved making.
Yeah, I'm checking my video list right now and thinking about it. My covers, I love my cover songs. I'm not a good singer, but I had so much fun making them.
I think cover songs are very fun to make. Even if like I don't think anybody really has to be the greatest at singing to just make a cover, because I mean at the end of the day a cover is just a cover. If you want to sing, you sing. So I better expect to see everybody releasing all of these covers.
I can't really say one of my old videos because there's a lot that could be better in my old videos. One thing that I have in mind is the video that I made on the entire storyline of the Mirror World. I made a video. How was it called?
Oh.
The genius of the Mirror World. It got a decent amount of views. It got a good amount of views for my standards. But yeah, I have a lot of fun rambling about how amazing the comics are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
Absolutely. Oh,
But-
oh no, we're
but-
being invaded.
I know that. Okay. Now that the people saw that that's just a video playing in the background, and apparently during the recording of this video, I accidentally popped open my browser
Well,
and did not cut it out.
I think the multiverse just shook there for a second. We have snapped back to reality, every pony. So we're okay. But I think that does wrap up. I think that was there's no more questions here on my document. We have answered every question.
Oh, that was it took a lot. It took longer than I expected. I didn't expect to get so many questions when I asked. I was actually kind of worried about after the first hour I opened the questions on my Discord. Like I opened a questions channel on my Discord, and after the first few hours there weren't that many. So I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't get a lot of questions. But then the community post came in with a lot of good ones. Especially a lot of people made like a few at the same time. Like, how many did they make? Like, some people gave like 7 questions.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. But still, there were a lot of great questions in there, and I had a lot of fun making this.
Yeah, it's always fun to learn more about your content creators. Doc Anubis is a fantastic analyst. You all better keep watching, keep supporting. And if you love questions, if you ever wondered how many times they say dragon in My Little Pony,
go to Leros Channel.
I explain in great detail. No, but I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun with you. You did it pretty well. You were a good interviewer.
Interviewer, investigative journalism. All of this video is going to be used as blackmail. At least for some people. I think the hot takes were pretty hot.
Yeah, and outside of this video, I always answer questions. If you just pop a question below this video or below any video, I will not hesitate to answer. I'm a fairly open person about anything.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
and congratulations on 2,000 subscribers.
yeah, even if we're already 80 above that because it took too long to make this.
It's okay. We got it. You got it out though. Congratulations.
Yeah. So I'm gonna send you off with that now. Go to Leros Channel just because Lero is cool. Lero makes good content. So yeah. And let me know what you think about my answers today. Thanks to my patrons, especially to Maverick. Join my Discord if you want to discuss some more. And until next time for the Bonnie Spoony fellas, and bye.
See ya.